If you're a state pensioner in the UK, what I'm about to tell you could mean the difference between a warm, comfortable winter and one where you're constantly worried about heating bills. The Department for Work and Pensions has just released critical information about winter fuel payments for this year, and there are some significant changes that every pensioner needs to know about right now. Thousands of eligible pensioners miss out on this payment every single year, either because they don't realize they qualify or because they don't understand the new rules that have come into effect. We're talking about payments worth hundreds of pounds that are specifically designed to help you through the coldest months of the year, but here's the crucial part. If you don't know the exact eligibility criteria and payment amounts, you could miss out entirely. So stay with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to break down everything you need to know about winter fuel payments, who qualifies, how much you can expect to receive, and most importantly, what you need to do to make sure this money lands in your account when you need it most. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most important benefits available to UK pensioners, the winter fuel payment. Now, if you're watching this and you're of state pension age, this video is absolutely essential viewing because the information I'm sharing today comes directly from the DWP's latest announcements, and there have been some changes that might affect whether you qualify and how much you'll receive. For those of you who are new here, I focus on breaking down complex benefit information into clear, straightforward guidance that anyone can understand and act upon. I know that dealing with government departments and navigating the benefits system can feel overwhelming, especially when the rules seem to change constantly, but that's exactly why I'm here to help you cut through the confusion and get straight to what matters. Let's start with the basics because I want to make sure everyone understands exactly what the winter fuel payment actually is. This is a tax-free payment from the government designed to help older people with their heating costs during winter. It's not means-tested in the traditional sense, which means it's not based solely on your income, though recent changes have introduced pension credit as a gateway for many people. The payment is made once a year, typically between November and December, and it goes directly into the bank account where you receive your state pension or other benefits. The amount you receive depends on several factors including your age, your living situation, and whether you live alone or with other people who also qualify. Now here's where things have become more complicated recently, and this is absolutely critical information. The government has made significant changes to winter fuel payment eligibility. Previously, if you were born before a certain date, you would automatically receive this payment without having to apply. However, the rules have been tightened considerably. As of this winter, most pensioners will only receive the winter fuel payment if they're receiving pension credit or certain other means-tested benefits. This is a massive change that has caught many pensioners off guard, and it's estimated that millions of people who previously received this payment automatically will no longer qualify under the new rules. Let me be very clear about the current eligibility criteria because this is where many people get confused. To qualify for the winter fuel payment now, you must have been born before a specific qualifying date, which for this year means you need to have reached state pension age during the qualifying week in September. But more importantly, you must also be receiving one of the following benefits: pension credit, which includes both guarantee credit and savings credit, universal credit, income-based job seekers allowance, income-related employment and support allowance, income support, working tax credit that includes a disability or severe disability element, or child tax credit. If you're not receiving any of these benefits, unfortunately, you won't qualify for the winter fuel payment this year, regardless of your age or how cold it gets. This is why understanding pension credit has become absolutely crucial. Pension credit is a benefit designed to top up your income if it's below a certain level, and it's now become the gateway to accessing winter fuel payments for most pensioners. The shocking statistic is that around 800,000 pensioners who are eligible for pension credit aren't claiming it. That means they're missing out not only on pension credit itself, which could be worth thousands of pounds a year, but also on the winter fuel payment and other benefits that come with it. If your weekly income is below the pension credit threshold, which currently stands at around £193.50 for single people and £295 for couples, you should absolutely apply for pension credit immediately because it will unlock access to numerous other benefits, including the winter fuel payment. Now let's talk about the payment amounts, because this is what everyone wants to know. How much can you actually expect to receive? The DWP has confirmed the payment rates, and they vary depending on your circumstances. If you qualify and you were born between specific dates that make you eligible but you're under 80 years old, you'll receive £300 if you're the only person in your household claiming the benefit. If there are two people in your household who both qualify, you'll still receive £300 between you, not $600, which is an important distinction that catches some people out. For those who are aged 80 or over during the qualifying week, the payment increases. You'll receive £500 if you're the only person in your household receiving the payment. Again, if you live with someone else who also qualifies and is also over 80, the household receives £500 total, not $1,000. These amounts are significant, especially when you consider the rising cost of energy. £300 to £500 can make a real difference to whether you can afford to heat your home adequately throughout the winter months. There are some special circumstances worth mentioning because they affect how much you receive and whether you're eligible at all. If you live in a care home and all your care home costs are paid for by your local authority, you won't receive the winter fuel payment. However, if you contribute to your care home costs yourself, or if only part of your costs are covered by the local authority, you should still qualify. If you're a pensioner living in certain countries within the European Economic Area or Switzerland, you may still be able to claim the winter fuel payment, but there are specific rules around this that relate to when you moved there and your connection to the UK, so you'll need to check your individual circumstances carefully. Another important point concerns couples where only one person has reached state pension age. If you're receiving pension credit as a couple and only one of you qualifies by age, you can still receive the winter fuel payment, but only one payment for the household. The system looks at the household as a unit when determining payment amounts, which is why it's so important to understand whether you're considered a single claimant or part of a couple in the eyes of the DWP. The application process varies depending on your situation. If you're already receiving pension credit or one of the other qualifying benefits and you've received winter fuel payment in previous years, you should receive it automatically, and you don't need to apply again. The money will simply appear in your account between November and December. However, if you've never claimed before, or if your circumstances have changed, you may need to take action. If you think you should qualify but haven't received a letter confirming your payment by early January, you need to contact the Winter Fuel Payment Helpline immediately. Don't assume it will just arrive eventually because sometimes applications or claims get missed, and you need to be proactive. For those who haven't been receiving pension credit but think they might be eligible, applying is straightforward, but does require gathering some information. You'll need details of your income, including state pension, any private pensions, savings, and investments. You'll need your national insurance number, information about your housing costs, and your bank details. The application can be done online, by phone, or by post. The Pension Credit Helpline staff are generally very helpful and can walk you through the process if you're unsure about anything. Remember, claiming pension credit doesn't just give you access to winter fuel payment, it also opens doors to council tax reductions, help with housing costs, free TV licenses if you're over 75, and additional support with health costs. One common mistake people make is assuming they earn too much to qualify for pension credit without actually checking. The thresholds are higher than many people think, especially once housing costs and other factors are taken into account. Even if you only qualify for a small amount of pension credit, perhaps just a few pounds a week, that small entitlement unlocks all these additional benefits, including the full winter fuel payment. It's absolutely worth taking the time to apply and find out, because you could be leaving thousands of pounds unclaimed. There's also the question of timing, which is crucial. If you're approaching state pension age soon, you should start thinking about pension credit and winter fuel payments well in advance. Pension credit can be backdated by 3 months, but not beyond that, so every week you delay claiming is potentially money lost forever. The winter fuel payment qualifying week is typically in September, so your circumstances during that particular week determine your eligibility for the entire winter. Understanding these timing issues can make a significant difference to how much support you receive. So here's what you need to do right now after watching this video. First, check whether you're receiving any of the qualifying benefits that make you eligible for winter fuel payment. If you're not, immediately check whether you might be eligible for pension credit by using the online calculator on the government website or by calling the pension credit helpline. If you think you qualify, get your application in as soon as possible. Second, if you've received winter fuel payment in previous years but haven't heard anything this year, don't wait. Contact the DWP and check what's happening with your claim. Third, spread this information to other pensioners you know, whether that's family members, friends, or neighbors, because the more people who understand these rules, the fewer pensioners will miss out on support they desperately need. The winter fuel payment exists because the government recognizes that heating costs hit pensioners particularly hard. You shouldn't have to choose between heating and eating, and these payments, combined with pension credit and other benefits, are designed to ensure you don't have to make that impossible choice. Yes, the system has become more complicated with the recent changes, and yes, it's frustrating that you now need to jump through more hoops to access support, but the money is there, and it's yours if you qualify. Don't let confusion or pride stop you from claiming what you're entitled to. Every pensioner who's paid into the system throughout their working life deserves to receive the support available to them in retirement. Take action today. Make those calls, submit those applications, and make sure you're getting every penny you're entitled to. Your warm, comfortable winter depends on it, and you've earned that comfort through decades of hard work and contributions. Thank you so much for watching, and I truly hope this information helps you or someone you care about. Stay warm, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.